Oh my god. Ow. Ow. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pam and today's video is going to be a tag. So I wanted to do the most intimidating book tag. So basically there's a bunch of questions and you have to answer them with like a intimidating book that you have on your TBR. So yeah, so there's a bunch of questions that I'm gonna answer, and basically I'm just gonna show you the books that answer each of those questions. Pretty self-explanatory, but yeah. So the first question is, what book have you been unable to finish? So I have 3 answers for this one. The first one is Watchmen by Ellen Moore and Dave Gibbons. So I started this last year. Can't remember when exactly, but I'm basically like halfway through, or almost halfway through. This is the volume that has all of the chapters, so all of, you know, the comics of Watchmen, and basically I'm on chapter 6. I'm on chapter 6. I think there's 12, for like the 12 hours. Pretty sure that's it. Yes, there's 12. So I have 6 to read. Well, 7 actually, but yeah. While I was reading it, I was enjoying this. It's just like really dense, and you know, this world is pretty complicated, and but I was enjoying this. I just stopped for some reason. I need to get back in it, but yeah, I will this year. This is one of my goals, so I will go back to this eventually. The other one is Torty by Jeff Vandermeer. So I read Annihilation 2 years ago, I think. Really loved it. Annihilation is really shorter than this one. This one is definitely bigger. I stopped in the middle of a chapter, so basically I'm gonna remove this bookmark because yes, I will have to go back and just read it again. This is the sequel. I know it's set many years after the events of Annihilation. That's pretty much all I know. I know, so we're following like different characters. Yeah, that's pretty much all I know. Why did I stop? I have no idea. I don't know. I was just not in the mood, I think. So I will go back to it this year. That's one of my goals again. And the other one is Loosed Upon the World, which is a anthology of climate fiction, and it's edited by John Joseph Adams. And you know, there's authors like Shannon McGuire and Margaret Atwood that wrote short stories in this. So I'm over there. So there's a bunch of short stories. I've read all of that. I just stopped. I think for this one I will have to go back to it. I think what I would like to do, there's 28 stories, so I think what I would like to do is to read this throughout a month and to read 1 story per day. I'm gonna do that. But yeah, I need to do it. But yeah, it's pretty big. It's pretty big. And I don't know. Anthologies are not my favorite. I enjoyed some of them, but they're just not like my favorite. So I don't tend to grab them, which I should, because the ones that I've read I quite enjoyed. But yeah, I need to do it. The next question all starts basically with what book have you yet to read because you haven't had the time. And for that one, I'm gonna go with The Art of the World by Robert Jordan. This is a 15-book series, and they're all big. It's an epic fantasy 15-book series. Like, I know if I start this, like the first one this year, I would not read the 15 books this year. Like, that's not gonna happen. I think my goal would be to read like 2-3 per year. Even that, thinking, okay, like 3 books a year would take me 5 years to finish this series. 5 years. It's crazy. I really want to read it. It's just that it's a lot of commitment, and I don't think I'm ready for that yet. But I really want to read the series so I can watch the TV show and also because I heard great things about it, and the latest books like are written in collaboration with Brandon Sanderson, and I really love Brandon Sanderson. So yeah, just it's a lot. So I don't have the time. Okay, I don't have the time. After that is because it's a sequel, and for that one I decided to go with Iron Gold by Pierce Brown. So basically, I read the Red Rising, like first trilogy if you want, last year. Really enjoyed it. Really. The fourth and the fifth book, Dark Age, has been out for quite a while, and finally the sixth book is coming out this year, so I will read Iron Gold and Dark Age this year for me to read, you know, the sixth one, which I can't remember the title, but yeah. It's just they're big, really bigger than, you know, the first trilogy. But I'm so excited to read it, and I know it's set like many years after the events of the first three books, so that's pretty exciting. But yeah, I haven't read it yet because, you know, it's a sequel, yes, but it's like the start of a new series. So I wanted to have all the books out before committing to the new trilogy, you know. Next is because it's brand new. So for this one, I decided to go with Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott. This book is big. This edition is big. It's a classic, and I'm not the biggest classic reader here, really not. But I heard amazing things about Little Woman, and I really want to watch the movie. So, you know, I want to read a book. It's just because it's humongous, and I just got it, so I have yet to put it on a TBR. That's why I haven't read it yet. But yeah, it's pretty intimidating, you know. Even though it's written like pretty big inside, like the font is pretty big, it's a chunk, you know. Next is because you've read a book by the same author but that you didn't like. So for that one, I decided to go with 9 Lives by Peter Swanson. That could also go for like because it's brand new, because I just got it and it just came out. But I read Hate Perfect Murders by Peter Swanson. Quite enjoyed it. It was good. It was not like phenomenal or anything, but I quite enjoyed it. So I decided to pick what's his name? Every Vow You Break, and also because it was a book club pick. But I hated it. I really disliked that book. So I was like, okay, I enjoyed one. It was not like a favorite, you know, and I hated one. So for this one, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I think this book is gonna make it or break it for me, for Peter Swanson. Like, if I don't like it, I'm just not going to pick any of his books anymore. Like, yeah. But this one, I have quite some hope, just because it's kind of inspired by And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, which I really love. And yeah, so there's 9 strangers are gonna go on this island. They're invited there on this island, and they're getting killed one by one. And there's a FBI agent, and I think she's the narrator, and she would try to figure out like what's going on and who's like the bad guy, who's the killer. So I have quite some hope for that, because I love those kind of stories, and you know, it's a true mystery story, and I'm really excited for that. But I'm just apprehensive, just yeah, because I hated Every Rock You Break. Hated that book. Next is because you're just not in the mood for it, and for that one, I'm gonna go with The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. This is a literary fiction, which I don't read a lot of, and it's humongous, and I'm scared I'm gonna just be bored by it. So I'm quite scared to read it. You know, yeah, I'm just scared it's gonna be like boring, and I'm just gonna be like, yeah, bored by it. That's it. I don't want to be bored when I'm reading books. It's big. I'm scared to be bored. I'm not in the mood for it, so I don't know when I'm gonna read this. But I have it on my shelf. Next is because it's humongous. So the biggest book on my physical TBR is A Dance with Dragons by George R. R. Martin. So This book is huge, okay? It's over 1,000 pages. It's humongous, and you know, the font is pretty small, and it's so big. Look at my face. Like, it's so big compared to my face. It's crazy. I didn't quite enjoy A Feast for Crows as much as I liked the first 3 books. I'm really scared to go into this because first, it's big. Second, it's, you know, I didn't really enjoy the 4th one. And also third, because we have no idea when the 6th and 7th book are gonna come out. And after that, I'm just, yeah, I'm gonna be caught up on the series, but I'm, you know, I'm probably gonna be left on my appetite, and I would like to read more, but I will not be able to because the book isn't out. They're not even like officially announced. So yeah, but it's one of my goals to read it this year, so I will. But God, this book is so big. It's so big. Next is because it was a cover by that turns out with poor reviews. So for that one, I decided to go with Permanent Record by Mary H.K. Choi. So this book is absolutely beautiful. Okay, it's a cover by. It's like it's a plastic transparent book, and like underneath it's like so pretty and stuff. But you know, it's a contemporary, which I'm not a YA contemporary, which I don't read a lot anymore. It doesn't have like a high rating on Goodreads, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy this. I know I'm not the target audience, like I know that. Okay, yeah. But I'm scared I'm not gonna like it, and but the cover's so pretty. The cover's so pretty. So yeah. So I bought it only because of the cover, because I have no idea what this book is about. All I know is that it's a YA contemporary. That's it. So yeah. And finally, the last question is, what is the most intimidating book on your TBR? I have, you know, 3, because I've already talked about The Eye of the World because of the amount of books in the series. You know, 15 book series of a epic fantasy, and they're all big books. So of course it's intimidating. Like, of course. A Dance for Dragons, because of the size of it. Like, yes. But I have another answer also, which is The Passage by Justin Cronin. So this book is so big, okay? This, I think, is a dystopian story with like vampires or something like that. Yeah. I heard Emily over at Books with Emily Fox really enjoyed that book. She didn't continue on the series, but she really liked the first one. Well, I think she tried to read the second one. Anyway, I think you can read this one on its own, and it's gonna be fine. But this book is big. The font is pretty small. You know, it's almost 800 pages, and I don't know if I'm still into like vampires. You know, after Twilight, I was pretty done with it, so I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy this, especially because of the size. But yeah, this is big, and I'm just scared of it. I'm scared of it. I said it. So this is it. This is the most intimidating book tag. I hope you enjoy this video. I'm gonna leave the question down below, and also I tag you all. So if you want to do it, do it. Yeah, those books are just like so scary. I love big books. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!